Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I did not know how to get this thing on. I'm like, what is going on? Am I sideways? What is going on? Am I sideways? Oh my God. Oh, I am sideways. Hold on. Oh, I am sideways. Hold on. I don't know how to turn my camera around. Okay, we're just gonna do it like this because obviously it's not letting me be great. I hope everybody's doing swell. Hope everybody is doing good. Hold on 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, we just gonna have to do it like this because I don't know how to turn it around, to turn it to the side. I'm doing it from my phone instead of doing it from my computer. Anyway, hope everybody's doing swell. It is a rainy storm checking in for the Taurus Sun and Uranus conjunction. How are we feeling? Like, how are we feeling, everybody? Everybody's doing great? Yeah? How you feeling? How we living here? Yeah? Okay? Maybe? Más o menos? All right. Yeah. Rough? Yes. Very rough. It's giving rough. It's giving what has life been since, like, I wanted to say the Libra new moon or the Libra eclipse, but honestly, this whole year has been like a doozy. This whole year I feel like has been like a whirlwind of like emotions and just all types of shit. Now, before I get into the Sun and Taurus and Uranus conjunction, I want to talk a little bit about updates real quick. With my channel, for those of you that don't know, I did start an Astrocarthopgraphy, an Astro traveling series. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure y'all go check that out on my channel. Now, as far as frequency, how much we're posting, I was gonna do weekly starting off, but then I decided I'll probably do like 1 to 2 videos per week. I also just dropped a Substack. Y'all, I know you're probably like, girl, how many things are you gonna drop this year? Listen, Taurus is going through my 3rd house of communication. So baby, I'm trying to figure things out. Like, okay, maybe this works, maybe that works, maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that. Like, I need to see what works for me. So I know we talked about coffee in the other video, but now I'm going to be going from Substack because I like it. I like Substack and I like what it does. So if you haven't subscribed already to Substack, make sure you do so. I will definitely put that link in the description box, but you can definitely check my Linktree / Rainy Storm, and my Substack will be there. So you're able to receive my posts, my updates, if you're not checking them out on YouTube. Also too, readings. Okay, I was doing donation-based readings, barter and trade readings. I'm still doing barter and trade. I'm just not doing donation-based readings, but I did add astrocartography readings. So if you're looking for places, especially as we're about to be moving to Jupiter and Gemini, places to live, work, travel, study, those things, I'm also offering those readings now as well. And I also will be talking about astrocartography more, to learn astrocartography on the channel as well, but it's something that I realized that I'm very good at, and I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. So that's also available, and then I also have a course, the evolutionary astrology, still available, and then just overall general readings and things like that as well. Also have courses. Chiron currently is still in Aries and will be there until 2026, if I'm not mistaken. So I have courses that talk about your Chiron, not necessarily your Chiron. I do have a video about your Chironic placements, but if you're wanting to learn how to alchemize your Chiron and that energy here in Chiron and Aries, or wherever that's transiting in your chart, you can definitely check those courses out as well. So I think my announcements are over. Also too, one more thing. I did drop a podcast, or I did drop a new episode of a podcast talking about Jupiter and Gemini, and that's also on my link tree as well. My astrology ramblings that I started back in December, but I'm going to be starting back up again, or just whenever I feel like posting, just talking about certain things. So Jupiter and Gemini is coming up. Not really talking too much about that. I will have videos that will be dropping for Jupiter and Gemini, but instead of doing like one video per sign, I'm just gonna kind of scale it back, and we're just gonna be doing like all sign video from here on out. So you'll definitely check to see that video this week. I also will be having Saturn continuing next week. So Saturn through the houses will continue next week. I need a minute to recoup. All right, so you'll see Saturn through the houses next week. But like I said, Jupiter Gemini will be dropping this week, okay? So let's talk a little bit about this Sun lead up conjunction, okay, with Sun and Uranus in Taurus, okay? Because damn, if I had a wig, it would be blown off. My edges, the edges that I barely have, snatched, okay? Because let's talk about the energy first, and then we'll just talk about the combustion that's happening here. And we'll be playing out this week, and I feel like even as we go deeper into Jupiter and Gemini. First and foremost, okay, Sun in Taurus, Sun energy anyway, it illuminates anything it touches. So first and foremost, look to see where Taurus is transiting in your chart, okay? Where is Taurus transiting in your chart? What is aspecting this energy as we go through this, or as we move through this energy as well? It illuminates, it reveals anything that it touches. It also burns through anything that it touches here. Now Uranus and Taurus is like, you know, a little kid messing around in a laboratory, or I don't even say a little kid, somebody messing around in a laboratory and ends up putting, you know what I'm thinking about right now? I'm thinking about Powerpuff Girls. I don't know why I said Powerpuff Girls. I'm thinking of Powerpuff Girls when the professor put that little, whatever, he put some type of concoction in another concoction and it just blew up, right? This is, to me, Uranus and Taurus, right? Because first of all, Taurus doesn't even really like Uranus for real. You know what I mean? Because Taurus likes things that are stable. Taurus likes things that are concrete, that are solid. You know, it signifies not only our throat chakra, so our speaking voice and the ways that we communicate, but when we talk about the land, when we talk about our material gains, our value, the economic system, if you will, okay? We talk about the things that make us feel the most value and solid. And it doesn't just necessarily have to do with money, okay? It does have a lot to do materially with the material things, but these are the things that make us feel grounded and solid, and also have to do with our value, our personal values. And those things are changing as this Sun is conjuncting Taurus. What we value is changing. How we think, how we communicate, and whatever area in this house is being switcherooed. It can feel like an earthquake under your feet because it's not solid. There's no, it's like basically it's like you're shaking, right? It's like your body's, kind of being jolted and shaking around, but you have no solid foundation. And that, especially in a world that thrives off of, well, I mean, does it really thrive off of stability? We like to think that we have stability, but things change at the hands of time. Hello, Sydney. What's going on? And also as we're going into this, tell me, where is Taurus in y'all's birth chart? Y'all could go ahead and drop like what's been going on since, I would say, March 25th when we had that Libra eclipse, and also what has been going on for y'all since we had that eclipse in Aries on, I think, on the 8th or the 9th of last month. What has been coming up? What has been bubbling up to the surface? Because I think that's what this lead up point into Sun conjunct Taurus is. These themes, these overarching themes that have been playing out for so long, they're now, it's given played out, y'all. It's given played out. It's given played out. the old. It's, you know, Taurus, the thing about it is, can hold on to something for so long. For so long, Taurus will be holding on, even if things are dead, even if things are no longer working. Taurus will drag it to the end, to no end, okay? North Node in Taurus, got it. Okay, so you're learning about structure and stability and things like that. Taurus thinks about the long game, okay? Taurus is like, okay, it kind of be giving Capricorn in the sense, and it also could be giving Virgo, but Virgo's more mutability, okay? But Taurus is like, okay, how am I setting my foundation? It's the first Earth of the zodiac sign. How am I setting my foundation from now until as we move on into the future? What does that look like for me? You know, and Taurus, like I said, don't really do well with too much shifting and changing. Like I said, even the way we're thinking, even the way we're communicating, even the way that we're receiving information with this Uranus and Taurus, you can have a complete switch of thought in this point in time. You know, like something, whatever has been bubbling up into the surface, wherever this is coming from, this energy is now looking at it like, you know what, I used to look at things this way. I used to look at things from this perspective, but even though it might feel like I'm being dragged for filth in this particular area of my life, there's something that has to be let go now. And it can feel really uncomfortable with Taurus. It can feel debilitating. You know, it can feel like what you once knew is being ripped. I'll share an example of my own, okay? I have Taurus in the 3rd house of communication and, you know, communication, short distance travel. This is where we talk about our relatives, family members, our neighborhood, the things that we grew up in and stuff like that. My mindset shift has been changing. Hello, writing wizard. And then we got what is that? Scorpio, Sun, Pisces rising. And what is that? Capricorn moon, child, be blessed. I'm a Pisces rising myself in tropical astrology anyway. So no, trust me, I know, babe. So let's talk about it, Sydney. If that's what you are, Pisces rising or whatever. But personally for me, what's been happening in my life is a mindset shift. I've been having to go back, right? Back into the ways in which my mind, the ways in which I was even raised, how I grew up, and my thought processes of things that were projected onto me that I felt like I had to think, that I felt like I had to be. Now, granted, I'm pretty unruly, okay? I've always been an unruly child. I've always kind of, you know, went to my own beat of my drum, and I've always kind of been the person that was very, like, just in my own body, in my own thoughts, in my own, like, I've always been that. But there's also like this subconscious area, right? Because 3rd house, or if we're just not even just talking about me, 3rd house, but Taurus is communication. And this doesn't have to be the way you speak, even though Taurus really, like I said, does with the throat chakra. It's how you are communicating with your environment around you, with the things around you, with the people around you, you know? And I have noticed that, like a snake, okay, I just had to rip out some snake plants in the back of the yard. All these things are coming up of like, and I hate to say programming because it sounds like a computer, so I don't really like to talk about programming. I would like to say my thought processes have had to completely switch, have had to completely change. And it feels so like my mind is already fixed. Like my mind is already like super fixed. I have a Mercury in Leo. I'm on the cusp of Leo, Virgo cusp. And like my mindset, right, is like, no, but we've always done it this way. We've always had it this way. It's always looked like this. And I'm like, but the mutability in me, right, is like, but we could do things differently though. But we could, right? And I'm like, bruh, it's like, woosah, like having to go back in between. And it even feels like this energy where the old in the new. It's like I don't know why I want to say a labyrinth, because I don't think it's more so a labyrinth. It's like a limbo or a being in between worlds. So this old self that's like, okay, well, this is how I kind of used to be, and these are what my thoughts used to be, and this is how I used to speak, and this is how I used to do things, and this is what I used to tell my mind and my brain, and this is what I thought I could do or what I was capable of. And now I'm stepping into this other prism or portal that's like, babe, we're not that anymore. We're not that anymore. Like, we're like, I'm really stepping into like my like who I actually am, like really integrating this higher self, my real true foundation, my royal roots. And that, and I know it's like one will say, well, why wouldn't you want to be like, well, of course, like, yes. But when you have been programmed and trained to be a certain way, not even just from like upbringing and family, but from society, it can feel like you're being jolted from all over the place. It can feel like you're just being like yoked. And that, my friends, that is the tea of this Sun conjunct Uranus and Taurus right now. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. What are you talking about, Ryan Wizard? Virgo moon in the 12th house, Aries in the 7th house, Mercury in the 8th house, Libra rising, North Node in Pisces, Scorpio, Pluto in the 2nd house. Ooh, babe. We gonna talk about it. What I will do is, if y'all want to, I'm gonna only be on here for about maybe just like a 45-minute hour. If y'all want to put some of y'all's placements in there, specifically your rising sign, and if you want to put like whatever placements you're going through, I'm gonna talk about this, and then I will actually at the end or towards like the middle end, I can talk about like your own personal placements and what could be coming up for you at this time. So definitely. Thank you so much, Barbara. What's going on? Hello, everybody that's in the stream. If you want to say hi, go ahead and drop a hello. Hey, hello in the chat. I'm ready. What is it talking about here? Yeah, so go ahead and drop that if you want to. Mercury, Libra rising. Libra rising. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I know another Libra rising too. I know a Libra rising right now that's got some things going on too. Really, what is it? We have to really get fed up. Sydney says we really have to get fed up with the same old patterns, the age-old struggle of old and new balancing. Okay, and manipulated. Yes, like the same old stuff that you feel like has been working for you. Look around. Has it been working for you? Has it been working for you? If you look at the energy that you're in now, or if you look at the energy that you were in, let's say a year ago, we won't even go back that far. A year ago, what was it giving for you? Can y'all hear me okay? I know it's a lot going on outside the house, but can y'all hear me okay? It's traffic and everything like that. It's so Jupiter, Gemini, I swear. Pisces rising, yes. You're feeling more grounded. That's beautiful. I also too, as a Pisces rising, I do feel grounded. Like, I'll say this, my anxiety, my like I guess being pressed, right? Of feeling like I have to do so much to make things happen. And no, I've really been in a place right now where I have felt like it's okay for me to sit on my throne, right? It's okay for me to be receptive and receive, you know, like being out of this space of where we have to, gotta get it, gotta go, gotta do it, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do, that energy feels, you know, especially with Taurus, especially in Taurus season, you know, Aries can feel very go-getting. Aries can feel very like, and we still in Mars and Aries right now. So Mars and Aries can feel very like, gotta go, gotta do it, gotta get it, gotta make it happen. But Taurus is more like, slow and steady wins the race, baby. I ain't gotta do too much. I ain't gotta, babe. It's okay. I can take my time. I can taste the foods. I can, you know, taste the different wines. I can, you know, relax in my energy. I can rest. Okay? We live in such a society that's like, babe, Hello, y'all. If y'all in the chat, let me get some water. I'm a little parched. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead and say hi in the chat, babe. Oh, yes. Okay, Taurus moon. So you very comfortable right now. That thing is going to ground you. Also, drink some water if you haven't already. But baby, let me tell you something. This Taurus season, and I think honestly, I know we talk about Aries is like the kickoff of the spring, but Taurus is like, to me, the true kickoff of the spring. I noticed even a lot of Tauruses that I know are very like Taurus and tropical astrology are very little aggy towards their birthday season. They're a little bit like jolted towards their birthday season, and I feel like it's like this pressure coming off of like you know, like the winter time, and then them, you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if it's A Bug's Life or Ants. It's like A Bug's Life or Ants, the movie. I don't know if y'all have seen The Bug's Life or the Ants, where everybody's trying to get like all the nuts and seeds and like everything together, and like then the grasshoppers kind of jump in and are like, do you have our food? Do you have our stuff? We need our stuff. Ah, da, da, da. You know, and the ants are, I think it's A Bug's Life. It's A Bug's Life. Ants is kind of similar to Bug's Life, but it's not Bug's Life. But then they realize and they figure it out, well, actually, we don't need the grasshoppers to be telling us how we're supposed to be doing this thing. Like, you know, they were doing the same thing for so long, taking orders from grasshoppers that told them when and where they were supposed to have their food and things like that, you know? And also too, like, I'm not even just talking about like our mental shifts and our mind shifts. The world is shifting. The world is opening up. You know what I mean? Like, we're having the world collectively is waking up. We're having so many epiphanies. I don't even know if y'all have seen what's been going on that TikTok news, okay? Because we don't even talk about the other news. We talk about the TikTok news. Now, granted, we're in the information age, and as we go into Jupiter and Gemini, there's going to be a lot of information. AI is, booming right now. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. So I'm not saying you got to trust everything you see, but now we have been seeing like celebrity culture being like completely demolished. And this is definitely shout out to Pluto and Aquarius. We're seeing big companies crumble at this given time. Companies going out of business. And if we're talking about this energy of Sun conjunct Taurus, or just being in this Taurus season, this is the economy. The economy is falling. The empires are falling. You guys, do you understand how big this is? Do you understand how we're like in a completely different time, and it can feel weird because we're in a new space and time, and we're dealing with things a little bit differently than we used to. For example, the previous season, granted, you know what I'm saying? To my ancestors and people who have come before me, they had their own struggles. They had their own, and not even just struggles, but their own ways that they live life. But they didn't have access, well, some generations, because if we look back at ancient times, they definitely had access to technology. Technology is not new. It's just been coerced in different ways, okay? But technology, we have new forms of communication. When you were being able to be sent a letter from a ship or a boat or shipment, that shit used to take weeks. Now all we have to do is turn on our phones and send a message or post, and boom, it's right there. It can get to the next person. Now the algorithm be algorithming sometimes, so they're trying to mess with the algorithm, so it might not get as quickly, but we have text messaging. We have Zoom, we have FaceTime. We have all these ways where we're being able to be instantaneously connected to each other, okay? And that really changes the game for a lot of us. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a place where we're able to change and shift the playing fields, okay? I also want to mention that Taurus also rules friendships as well, okay? It rules our it's Venusian too. It's relationships. The way we even see relationships, the way we view relationships and things like that. You know, it's the ways in which we see our I don't know, our community, I would say. You know, Taurus is very resourceful. You know, so now I've even been talking about it myself, and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. But I propose the idea, you know, if anybody's interested, of, you know, barter and trade systems. Now, trust me, barter and trade systems has been around since the beginning of time. But with technology, as we are leaving these big companies and shifting to something more of communal based, let's somebody get a barter and trade system going, you know, and we can do it in a decentralized way. I'm not going to talk about this here. I will talk about it on another video talking about Pluto and Aquarius retrograde, because I am going to do that, and I'm going to do a live for that as well. Do y'all like these lives? I know it's been a minute since I've been on the live, but do y'all like these lives? I'm a whole Taurus moon, necessary change, grateful. You are so beautiful, sister. Thank you, BB. And yes, Venus and Taurus is among us. Venus and Taurus is here now. We'll be moving into Venus and Gemini towards the end of the month. But barter and trading systems, being in a place or being in a state of, I would even say, decentralized or decentralization, which is heavy Pluto and Aquarius energy. Heavy Pluto and Aquarius energy, especially, like I said, being retrograde in tropical astrology. You know, I'm looking for somebody that could create, like, I've been learning a lot about blockchaining. I've been learning a lot about Web3. And I'll talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but like some of the things that I've learned, just basic stuff, this decentralized way of us communicating through technology using our own blockchains, which is, to me, community-based through technology, okay? Creating a website that basically is not necessarily giving Craigslist to like, for real, it's not giving Craigslist beyond, you know, but it's a place where people can go in, they can type like their resources, wherever state, country, city that they live in, and they're like, hey, they put up a post and they're like, hey, I'm in this place. I have, I don't know, 2 blankets that I can trade for something. And people can type that in, and those posts go in those specific places and cities, but it's decentralized from Web 2, which is what we're using now. Web 1 was like dial up. I know y'all remember, like, was AIM? Is AIM? AIM is, or Instant Messenger, was Web 1, okay? It's when we first started the internet system back in the early 2000s, okay? Web 2 is like what we see now, .coms, Instagram and Facebook, things like that. And I am talking about this because Uranus rules technology, and it does rule electricity. It does rule, and in Taurus is like the foundation. So that's why I'm talking about this stuff. I'm not gonna go, like I said, too deep, but just so we know. And then we have our Web 3, which is working from a decentralized place, a decentralized place in space. Like, we have the ability to change the game. And I know some people are like, well, technology is literally controlled by all these big companies. Yeah, well, to a degree, it's controlled by these big companies. Even our internet systems are controlled by big tech companies. But if we are in the crumbling of society at this point in time, if we are at the crumbling of society in foundations and institutions at this point in time, baby, it's a window of opportunity happening here. Okay, never get it twisted. My thing is, if we were sitting here for a reason, we weren't sitting here to live, work, and die. We were sitting here to change the game. Okay, I'm a Pluto and Scorpio generation, baby. We burn it all the way down to the ground, is what we say here. Okay, you feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We can be trading goods, trading resources, getting collaborative, even getting with friends, people, family, and things like that within your own communities. I'm not saying that you have to. I used to, especially I'm 31 years old right now. I'm a 92 baby all day. What's up? What's good? Whatever. But in my 20s, I was like I was such a I was a Captain Save a Hoe. Like, let's just be real. I was definitely in the energy of like, I have to save it all. Like, I have to do it all. No, start getting with people who already have the skills. Start reaching out to people and skills and things like that that already have the knowledge doing what they do. That's not to say you can't learn about it, but getting in collaboration with friendships or groups or connections. You know, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. You know what I mean? What is that? Beautiful idea. I love that you offer your services in this way. Thank you so much. I have Pluto and Scorpio as well. Yeah, we gang, babes. Hi, Makana. I hope I'm saying your name right, Makana. I'm so interested in barter trade. She said, me too. I know I look like a baby. I have a baby face. I have a Mars and Gemini. You know, so Mars and Gemini, and I also have Mars and Gemini in the 4th house. We tend to be very youthful. My whole family looks very young. Everybody looks very young for their age. You'd be like, wait, how old are you? You look like a baby. I get it all the time, babes. I get it all the time. They still card me to this day to go into the club. They really think my ID is fake. And I'm like, babe, listen. So when I'm 40, okay, when I'm 50 and 60, baby's still gonna be hitting it. She gonna be still kicking it, yo. But yeah, so what I was saying, getting with those communities, getting with friendships, seeding friendships, things like that, you know, to get in collaboration and unison with people. Figure out what your strength is. And if you don't know your strength and you're like, I don't really know what my strength is, also understanding your weaknesses, you know. But, you know, getting with your strength. So for example, my homegirl, she was doing like a project for her, she's in school right now, so she was doing a project or whatever the case may be. And she's an amazing writer, okay? She's an amazing writer. Me, I can write, but I like to talk. I like to run my mouth. I like to speak. I would rather speak. I like to be seen, right? Versus like typing and writing and things like that. I can do it. I can journal very well, but I don't, all the like grammar and all that kind of stuff, I'll be like, just let me speak, just let me talk. But her coming to me to basically be a website designer, you know what I mean? So I'm a designer. So instead of her, because she was like, girl, I cannot do this, like, could you please help me? So I'm like, okay. So she comes to a designer, then we make magic, beautiful magic. You know what I mean? So just things like that. Going and collaborating with people who have the skills and who have the knowledge to do something greater, to do something bigger. We're not going to be able to go at this alone. We're not, especially in the times that we're moving into, that we're in and that we're moving into, babe. We're not going to be able to do this alone. I love your channel. Thank you, Makana. Mars and Gemini, gang, 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 gang. So what's Mars and Taurus then? Wait, what? So what's Mars and Taurus then with looks? With looks? What do you mean, like outfits? Like, are you talking about looks? Like, looks? Like, what are you talking about? What are we talking about here? Let me know. And I think, yeah, we're still in Mars and Aries, but we'll be Mars and Taurus soon here. I think, yeah, Mars and Taurus, I think, is at the end of the month. Let me go on my transits real quick. What do we have coming up? Actually, we have a couple coming up. Oh, Mars and Taurus looks. Sorry to interrupt. This Mars. Yes, it's going to be saved. You'll be able to see this again, babe. Yeah, Mars and Taurus is not going to be until... That's looking like June. Yeah. We got a lot of major shifts happening this month. I want to talk a little bit about it. Since we are talking about the Sun conjunct Taurus. Let's talk a little bit about some of the transits that are coming up, babe. Let's talk about that. What's wrong, Pookie? Come here. Y'all. Listen. It's expansion on no ends, on all ends, okay? Okay, boo. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for coming through. Mars and Taurus look wise. Mars and Taurus, I feel like, can be pretty natural looking, very natural, because Venus is here. So like, you know, I'll talk about Mars and Taurus and looks, but then as we move into the transits, this is where you could definitely see somebody who either is voluptuous, right? Voluptuous meaning like solid, or their body. It definitely, we want to see the ascendant as well, because ascendant has a lot to do with the way you look and things like that. Also, Venus as it transits Taurus, I think a lot of people are going back to like nature and looks and like doing things. Like now I've even found myself too, I'm gonna come back to Mars and Taurus, I swear. Mars and Gemini be boop, 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 boop. People are going back to nature, so using like natural products. Like I'm at even at the point where I want to stop using Colgate toothpaste in this bitch. Like I'm just like, I don't want to even use Colgate toothpaste. I want to like make natural soaps. I want to make like natural natural like skincare stuff. Also too, cooking from home. Okay, and that's another thing I'll say about Mars and Taurus is like cooking home cooked meals, being in a place of wanting to just kind of like have like this hearth in nature and like home and things like that. But look wise, very natural in appearance. Definitely natural in appearance. It's very sensual as well too with Mars and Taurus here. What do we have? Mercury is also about to go into Taurus as well. Okay, so the sun will be conjuncting Mercury and Taurus this week alone. Okay, this week alone is going to be a game changer for a lot of people, because Venus is going to, sun is going to be conjuncting with Mercury, sun is going to be conjuncting with Venus. Like everything is going to be shifting and changing this time around. And then we're going to have Jupiter and Gemini. Now Jupiter and Gemini is not going to come till about next week, because I think that's when Jupiter goes into Gemini. Yep, I think that's the 25th. Yeah, Jupiter's not going to be going into Gemini till next week. But these changes that are coming in are going to be, I would even say, explosive, serendipitous even, okay, when it comes to this energy. Surprises, shocks out of nowhere, changing the literal foundation of what you thought once was, okay? As far as affecting, who did it say affecting? What is it going to be affecting? What signs might be benefit from these upcoming transits? I don't know if I would say specifically what signs are going to be benefiting most from these upcoming transits. I honestly think is a lot have to do with like your perspective and how you look at things. So I couldn't say specifically what signs will be going, or what signs might be feeling this and that. Now I will say, for fixed signs, okay, or fixed placements, I would say you definitely want to check to see what is happening with the fixed energy in your chart, because this sun conjunct Taurus and then moving into Mercury and Taurus and also Venus and Taurus, this is going to change the scope of your, this is going to change the scope of those areas in your chart, okay? All right, so I'm going to talk briefly about the transits, and then we can go into, what placements would that be? Okay, so any placements that have to do with Aquarius. So you want to see where Aquarius is in your chart, where you want to see Scorpio is also in your chart. Taurus is in your chart, and I think, yeah, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. Those are the fixed placements. So wherever those things are in your chart, those are the things that are going to be shifting. Or those are the, I would say, the perspective shifts that are going to be shifting, or things kind of coming out of nowhere in those areas of your chart or those areas of your life. It's going to be highlighting those things. Now, like I said, I'm going to briefly be talking about the transits that are coming up for the rest of this month, and then we can go into, if you're interested and you're curious as to how it will be affecting your rising sign here. Your rising sign specifically, but where, if you let me know your rising sign, or if you let me know where Taurus is in your chart specifically with your rising sign, then I could tell you a little bit how it will be affecting or could be affecting you at this time. Now Mercury, like I said, goes into Taurus May 15th. Mercury is all forms of communications. To me, we look at this energy as like, quote unquote, all systems go. But coming from, you know, leaving Mercury in Aries, honestly, I would have to say things are going to feel slowed. Doesn't matter the house system. Honestly, Chocolate Cosmos, welcome in. I will be going by whole sign. And then I'll also be going by tropical astrology here. Placidus and más o menos here and there. But I will be going by your tropical and also your whole sign, if you want to put that in and let me know where that is for you. So Mercury and Taurus for me, or just collectively in general, what it means, like I said, all forms of communication, all forms of travel, distance travel, really distance travel. And like, when I say distance or short distance travel specifically, this to me is like going from, if something in your neighborhood, so maybe some of y'all are exploring new things in your neighborhood or in the peripheral and things like that. But it can also be something that has to do with your like the ways in which you are communicating, the ways in which you are expressing yourself, the ways in which you are speaking, the ways in which you're talking and communicating and things like that here. Now Taurus is slow. It takes in information, not because Mercury and Taurus is slow, but like, well, it is slow, but the way they take in communication is very slow, is very methodical. So whereas Mercury and Aries is like, I need to know, I need to think about it, Taurus is like, this is how it kind of moves. Okay, so this goes with this. Okay, this means this. This is kind of like how their brain is maneuvering and how their brain is like working and things like that. Okay, I kind of understand it. It takes them a second to kind of take in the information. It takes in the information very slowly. But once Mercury and Taurus gets the information, babe, you can never take it away. Baby, you can never take that information away because now it's instilled, it's ingrained. Now, can it be hard to change someone's mind under the Mercury and Taurus transit? Yes. I mean, it can be very hard trying to shift somebody's mind in this time. Like once they kind of make a decision about something, it can be hard to maneuver into something else. Okay. This also has to do with the ways in which we're taking care of our foundations. And I'm not just talking about physical foundations, but how we are taking care of our bodies with Mercury and Taurus. Some of y'all might be switching to plant-based, and if you're not all the way plant-based, maybe you're like, because Taurus has to do with the foods or the things that we're ingesting or the things that we're putting in. And even if it's not just food, which it can be food, all right? Maybe it's like the media that you're consuming, okay? Because Mercury rules media. Maybe it's like what you're consuming, the music you're listening to, because Taurus has to do with all forms of communication. The music that you're listening to, the podcast that you're listening to, the things that you're telling your mental, that your brain, the things that you are, I would even say spelling, right? In your mental, in your mind. What are the thoughts that you have when you wake up every single morning? What do you think about every single morning? Like what is ruminating in your mind? What is ruminating in your thoughts over and over and over again, consciously and even subconsciously? You'll notice those things are manifesting in your reality. When you're constantly going over these things, mulling. And Taurus, like I said, it can be fixed. It's fixated. It's fixed energy. So it's going to be fixated in this energy over and over and over again, mulling on those things over and over and over again. So you want to be very careful with your thoughts. And, try not to get into like a spell if you're like, wow, I feel like I'm thinking about these things over and over again, but I really don't know how. Don't be so hard on yourself about thinking about the things that you're thinking about. Just really, I think it's best to really sit with what you are thinking about, understanding that your thoughts ain't your thoughts, right? More so of like, my thoughts are my thoughts, but they're not solid. They're not concrete. They're just kind of passing by. One thing that I've been doing personally myself, when I start like ruminating or spiraling, or maybe my thoughts are getting like completely out of control, and I'm like thinking of like maybe things that might not work out, I'm like, you know what? That's a fucking lie. Because things have always worked out for me. Like, I'll be like, no, you ain't, whatever it is, thinking that they're going to attach themselves to my thoughts, you got to come up off of me, boo. Come up off of me. Because things have always worked out in my favor. So getting your place into, not necessarily a fake it till you make it, but more so in a place of like, how has the universe come through for me? Being a co-creator, a co-collaborator of the universe, being a co-collaborator of your own universe. You know, Taurus also, even the fixed signs specifically Taurus and Leo, but specifically Taurus and Leo. I'm not saying that Scorpio is not or Aquarius is not, but it signifies royalty. It is royalty. It's regality. It's the Empress energy. It's the Empress card. Who is that? Can you talk about having Mercury and Taurus in the 8th house? I definitely can. In that transit. Hello, Ratchet Boo. And happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you are enjoying your birthday, and I hope you are enjoying Taurus season. What a delight. Bridgerton is also coming out as well. Oh, an interview with a vampire just dropped today as well. I just have to keep reminding myself that because, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. Is anybody into interview with him or have a watch party or something like that? Okay, not too much. But anyway, or Bridgerton as well, because there will be updates from me. I'll just side bit of that coming in as well here too. What else does it talk about? Oh, Mercury and Taurus is regality and royalty and things like that. Taurus energy is Venusian. It's receptive, okay? And if we're talking about the energy of Venus, and even if you're looking at your own Venus in your personal chart, okay, it allows things to come to it. It is what you are attracting to you. It's the energy that you attract to you. You don't have to do much, if anything, if not anything, to attract this energy to you. It just is, boo. You ain't got to do too much. Taurus, the Emperor sits on his throne, and it allows things to come to it because it knows it deserves to have those things, you know? It knows it's deserving, more than deserving, to have those things. The Emperors ain't scattered all over the place. You leave that to Mercury and Aries, you know, going on that great journey and things like that. But Mercury and Taurus is like, you know, it's the palates, it's the fine wines, it's the, you know, it's the see, touch, smell, taste, you know, it's the senses, it's the 5 senses. You know, I've even been getting into myself personally with Mercury going through my 3rd house. I'm like, shoot. I have told myself that I'm going to be, first of all, cooking from home because I love to eat. I love food, love to eat. And also not even just that, I will be cooking something from a different country. Either I said to myself every week or every other week. I probably like maybe every week. So this is like, you know, maybe expanding your palate with Mercury and Taurus. Trying things from different countries. You know, I love Mexican food. I love Asian food. I love Ethiopian food, you know, and I want to say Italian food because I love me some pasta, but let's not too much. No, let's not get too carried away, okay? But I do love me some pasta, shrimp pasta to be exact, okay? And I do love a little bit of wine, specifically Tej wine, honey wine, okay? It's an Ethiopian wine, okay? So expanding your palate. Maybe you're learning or reading a new book or something like that, okay? Or learning something new, or singing. You know, Taurus rules the throat, singing voice. So if you're a writer, if you're an artist or something like that, maybe you're writing lyrics, or, you know, playing a new instrument, or, you know, really getting into the thick of it here with Mercury and Taurus. And I will definitely come back to you, Writing Wizard. I just want to get through a couple of the transits here, a couple of the shifting transits here. We have the Sun entering Gemini, you know, roughly around the 19th, you know, that little cuspy energy, like on the 22nd, 23rd, Sun entered Gemini. And then we have the full moon in Sagittarius, which I'm going to make another video about. I'm not going to get too deep into this full moon in Sagittarius, but the ending of where endings happening for new beginnings and new doors to open in the Sagittarius part of your house. So definitely that. And then we'll have Venus in Gemini, which we'll talk a little bit about. And Jupiter in Gemini, that series will be coming to you live this week. Okay, so I won't talk too much about it, but Venus in Gemini, and then after I talk about Venus in Gemini, we'll definitely get into the readings as well. So if you are interested in knowing what could be happening at this time, or what could be coming up for you up and around this time during this Sun conjunction in Taurus, definitely put where Taurus is in your chart, and also your rising sign, and then we'll go from there. Now, Venus in Gemini. Venus, once again, is the energy that we're attracting to us, okay? It's the energy of beauty, love. This has to do not only with beauty and love, this also has to do with like business partnerships, relationships, any type of contractual agreements that you have with another. It rules over Venus, it rules over Taurus, and it also rules over Libra as well, okay? So contractual agreements does not necessarily just have to be paper agreements. I just want to keep that in mind when we do talk about Venus. This can be spiritual contractual agreements as well, okay? This is the designer, you know? This is the pattern maker, the sewist, okay? The fashionista as well is here. Now, when Venus goes into Gemini, it's very, you know, I like to think of Venus and Gemini also as the great thinkers. You know, this is where you see like, first of all, new forms of media will be coming up. I know we've been talking about a lot of stuff. I don't know if y'all are on TikTok. I am under TikTok as a Rainy Storm if you want to follow me there. So if you don't see me posting on YouTube Shorts, you can definitely see me posting on TikTok there. But there's a lot of information going around. I'm like, okay, what's happening to TikTok? What's going on with TikTok? Are we staying with TikTok? Okay, if we're not staying with TikTok, then where are we going? People are like, well, I don't know if I'm going to go back to YouTube and things like that. I don't know where we're going to go. What I think. This is the energy where we're going to start to see, and mark my words when we say this, either the beginning stages of new apps that are going to be formed, decentralized apps being formed from community base, because Gemini has to do with who are being in communication, who I'm talking to. So I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, one or two people talking, or how we are communicating with our environments, how we're communicating with the things around us. So I feel like and believe that there's going to be a lot of talk about, and also too, Gemini rules not only technology, but it also rules travel. There's also going to be people traveling to new places, moving to new places, especially as we're going to be moving into Jupiter Gemini, Venus conjunct Gemini. It's expansive. Also, too, I don't know if I talked a little bit about astrocartography. I am doing astrocartography readings. If you are interested now in moving to another place, studying in a different place, visiting a different place, those are on my Linktree / Rainy Storm. So definitely check that out. But now we're going to see people putting those things into form, leaving the U.S. Travel plans will change. And I'm not talking about your personal travel plans, but the way visas are going to be changing. I did talk about, I know I just switcherooed with the platforms. New platforms will be arising, especially when it comes to media, independent travel, or just independent communication media, like people talking about, one person I'm thinking about right now, sending my love to Congo, Palestine, Sudan, all these other places right now, through all these crazy, just sending my love out to those places. But specifically when it has to do with independent media, one person that comes to mind is Basan, and her talking about her experiences with the trajectory of everything going on in I don't know why I keep wanting to say Pakistan. I'm sorry, but Gaza. I don't know why Pakistan is coming up. I don't know why Pakistan is coming up. I wanted to say Pakistan so bad, but Gaza. But yes, wanting to leave, I will say this, especially for those of y'all in America, okay? Because I'm not in America right now. I am in another country, okay? So I left. I left. But those of y'all that are in America, and this will also be affecting people outside of America as well too. I'm gonna say this. If you are planning to travel, if you are planning to leave and go to the place, and I know there's a lot of factors that go into traveling, from function or from funds to like figure out where you want to, I get that and all this stuff. I would say if you can leave before at least September of this year, I would recommend it. If you are planning to leave the US. If you are planning to leave the US, I would try to get the travel plans up and going, because visas are going to change. Granted, I'm very much so a big firm believer is, you know, the system, right? I'm a very big one of those, and like we make our own rules and stuff like that here. And things are going to shift even in that capacity and that right. But I will say this. They're going to try to switch travel because they do not want people leaving America. I know it's given Handmaid's Tale, okay? I'm not saying that that's our reality, but I am saying that they are going to try to switch the game because they do not want people leaving America. And they say, well, don't they have AI to do all these things? Well, I'm just saying, they're going to try to make it harder for people to leave. They're already doing it in other countries right now. Like now they're going to start to try to require you to have a certain amount of funds in order to even come into certain countries, okay? So I'm just letting you know, if you are planning to leave America before they start switching up travel, I know they're gonna be asking for new forms of identification. There's gonna be a lot of like new switcheroos. There's gonna be a lot coming in with this Venus in Gemini, okay? All right, you know, I've had a dream. Am I able to speak on this dream, y'all? Can I speak on the dream? Can I speak on the dream before I say it? I'm gonna speak on the dream. One second, y'all. That I had in 2020, actually, during 19. Oh, I have 3 placements of Gemini, planning on leaving my state for work and really hesitant. Listen, I don't know where it's at in your chart, but something's going to be moving around, especially with Jupiter and Venus here. Things are going to be changing. And Gemini is quick. It's mutable. You know what I mean? Taurus is slow, right? It's like, okay, slow and steady. Gemini is quick, snack, okay? Or just very quick energy, right? It's like boom, 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 moving, quick moving. A tarot reader has said that. Yes. I had a dream, specifically in terms of like travel and identification as well, of basically what ended up happening was you had to have clearance to go from state to state. You literally had to have clearance. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, you know, you just show your, no, I'm talking about they had forces from state to state, manning these certain checkpoints, basically telling you where you cannot, like you have to have clearance to go. It wasn't like you could just freely move. No, they had clearance checkpoints to where you can and cannot go. And you actually had to have somebody with you to go. You couldn't just go alone. You had to go with somebody else. Okay? Now, I'm not trying to spell this into our reality. It's just a dream that I had, okay? And I knew that things were starting to swiftly change when it came to travel. We seen that back in 2020, the way things have traveled. All the clearances and all the kind of stuff that they wanted you to have to travel to certain places. And then these were tests. These were pretense of things that were happening here, okay? All right? Hello, Astro Shaman. Left the US 60 years ago, I recommend. Yes, babe. Please, if you can. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I know I've been talking. I am going to talk about this more in the Jupiter and Gemini. Like I said, I'm going to do an all rising sign, I guess you could say. All rising sign, all signs video about Jupiter and Gemini. There will only be probably like 1 or 2 videos coming out this week. Definitely Jupiter and Gemini, and I'm probably going to drop an Astro travel video on the channel. But Saturn continued through the houses. I'm gonna start doing, instead of like separate, no, Saturn through the houses, I'm gonna do separate videos for that. But like transit stuff, I'm just gonna try to, you know, segue it into just a one long big video. So we could talk about what was happening during these times. And then we can also talk about like what it would mean for your specific rising sign, and we'll go from there and stuff. Let's talk, okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up by saying, once again, as I talked about at the beginning, I do have new services available, and I'll talk about just, you know, evolutionary astrology, past life, also to this current incarnation that you're having here, that reading, astrocartography, best places to live, work, travel, things like that. Also to, let me think. Also to, what is it? Oh, and also general readings as well. I also have courses available. Chiron, healing your chironic wounds, specifically in Aries part of your chart. Those are also available as well. And then it's like alchemizing your Chironic wound in Aries. That will be there till 2026 and started, I think, in like 2018. I think that was Chiron in Aries, or 2019. I think that was. I gotta go back and see. That is also available as well. Make sure y'all subscribe. If y'all are in this chat and y'all are seeing this right now, please go and subscribe to my Substack if you are not already on my mailing list. Definitely go subscribe to my Substack. You could find that on my linktree/ArainyStorm. So anytime I post, you'll get those updates sent straight to your email, and things like that. And I think that's about it for my announcements here. All my readings are either paid or barter and trade. I know I was doing donation based 2 months ago, or about a month ago, but I'm doing barter trade and things like that, and also paid readings. And yeah, so definitely go check that out. I'm trying to see what else is here too. I think that's it. But now we'll go ahead and get into the readings. I will do this for about roughly 30 minutes. So if you have a placement or something that you want me to talk about specifically that has to do with Taurus, I would say, let me see. Yeah, Sun conjunct Taurus and what could be coming up for you. I guess you could say in this week ahead, or like I said, the month of May. I will definitely use Sun conjunct Taurus, what could be happening, also by rising sign. So definitely put in your rising sign as well too. And also channel messages that might be coming up for you as well. So you could definitely drop that in the chat as well. Let's collab Venus and Gemini here. Okay, definitely hit me up. For sure, hit me up. Message me, email me. Definitely hit me up there. Let me see. Ratchet Boo, if you are in here, would you like a cool reading for your birthday here? We could talk about that. And I don't know if Writing Wizard is still here, but yeah, let me know what y'all want to talk about, or what Sun conjunct Taurus is for y'all, and we'll talk about it. Or you personally, what you got going on here. Drop it in the chat and we'll go from there. And as we're dropping off in the chat, as y'all are putting y'all stuff in here as well. Sun progressed. Scorpio rising, Taurus sun progressed in the 5th house. Ooh. Wait. So your Taurus sun. Taurus sun progressed in the 5th house, Scorpio rising. But wouldn't Taurus be in your 7th house? Okay, cool. Okay, how can we find Taurus placements in our charts? I don't have any Taurus placements. Okay, so even if you don't have Taurus placements, Taurus is somewhere in your chart. So start by wherever your rising sign is, count from there. All right. So for example, with Astro Shaman, he's a Scorpio rising, or they're a Scorpio rising. So naturally, Taurus would be in the 7th house because it falls across from Scorpio. So even if you don't have placements there, you know, the transits, whatever's transiting through, which for right now is Sun conjunct Taurus, there's still activity happening in this area of your chart, and will be as we move through this May season, okay? So naturally, I'll just talk about naturally what you have in your 7th house, okay? I'm not sure if you have any other planets in your 7th house, Astro Shaman, but this could definitely look like, especially because 7th house rules like partnerships, whether that's romantic partnerships, business partnerships, contractual agreements, and things like that with another. This Sun in Taurus, especially because it will be opposing your Scorpio rising energy, sitting across from your Scorpio rising energy, and then having Pluto, you know, transiting your 4th house of Aquarius. There could be a lot of stuff coming up when in terms of like your relationships, the way you view your relationships. This could definitely be a time where maybe you are, I would feel like maybe reclusing a little bit in this energy. You could feel yourself, and when I say recluse, I'm not saying you have to be in total isolation, right? But you could definitely feel yourself maybe wanting to just spend a little bit more time alone. Maybe feeling like maybe maybe you've been revealed some things about like your intimate partnerships and relationships, and now you're like wanting to kind of like maybe do some internal root work and things like that. and wanting to like kind of go back into this space of, you know what, let me kind of go into like the roots, right? Because like I said, Pluto is transiting through that 4th house in Aquarius. And so it's retrograding here. So like, you know, and Pluto's digging up all these 4th house roots things that you have going on here. And so it's like the conditioning that you had, and, you know, the stuff that you knew, not only as a kid, but from your like ancestral roots. You know, the spaces that you come from, your ancestral lineage, the home that you grew up in, and, you know, things like that. You can also even wanting to be digging into your familiar roots at this time. You could also want to, whether that's like physically, you know, whether you have like living ancestors or passed away ancestors at this time, or maybe even channeling, or, you know, because Aquarius in the 4th house is very like unconventional. It's very like, you know, this is like astro traveling, you know what I'm saying, from home. You know, this is like, Aquarius is like, it's just very unconventional as a way. Maybe you go to see a Reiki healer or something like that. Or maybe you go to see like, shit, I don't know, astro shaman. Maybe you go to see another shaman. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Oh, you said facts. I'm 23 degrees Scorpio, right across from the, ooh, it's right. Ooh, it's hitting. Across from the 26th conjunction. Yep, did an Akashic reading, fused it with the ancestors. Come on. How was that reading for you? How was that? I've wanted to get an Akashic record reading. And for those of you that don't know what Akashic records are, it's usually when it's a couple of ways that you can go into your Akashic records. And I meant to talk about that on my channel, but something my spiritual ancestry team was telling me to chill on. Too much information. It's very sacred information and things like that. But Akashic records is like going into your ancestral records. I don't know if y'all watch the Avatar, but I often think about it as when Aang, Toph, and the gang went into the library of records, and that big ass owl was there before it completely imploded. And if you don't watch Avatar, I always like to do like anime or just references from shows, and or even music as well too, could be coming up for me specifically here as well too. But these things basically come up in a way of going into like past knowledge or hidden knowledge that was coming through from your past life. Some people do like hypnosis. Some people do, I've even, you know, seen people do like shrooms as well, like psychedelics, which is another thing that could be coming up through this Sun in conjunction in the Taurus and things like that as well too. I feel like basically tapping into ancestral and knowledge and things like that. But yes, I'm tired now, but I was done with my partner. She reads records. I recommend you only do the record with someone you trust. Definitely someone you trust. Do it to who you feel like gravitated to, okay? Do it to who you feel like called to. If something feels off about going into whatever it is, and also too with the Akashic records, before they go into these records, they need to go through every single detail of what they're going to be doing, how they're going to be doing it, what it's going to look like. Everything needs to be like laid out before you go into it, because they're accessing your records, okay? And those are personal and sacred records, okay? So just keep that in mind as well here too. So yeah, that is a little bit that what could be going on with you, Astro Shaman, in your chart. Just a lot of clearing, ancestral clearing and things like that. So, but if you like more, you know where to find me and things like that. And also too, just hit me up, just period, point blank, and thank you. Hey, BB, I would love a reading. I am a Leo rising. Hey, girl. And then Jupiter, or boy, or the whoever there. Jupiter, wait, Leo rising, I have Jupiter retrograde in the 7th house. Okay, so you have Aquarius is in the 7th house for you. So that would mean, let me see. Let me think. Taurus is in that 10th house. Yeah, Taurus is in the 10th for you, specifically. How does those readings help with this current life? Chocolate Cosmos. I'm sorry, I just glitched for a second. I was like thinking about so many things. Definitely. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I literally like just glitched out. I would say, yeah, I was reading. I'm sorry. I'm gonna come back to you, Chocolate Cosmos. There's more information about how the readings that I do. Specifically, astrocartography helps with like where you want to live, work, travel, things like that. And then, oh, you're talking about Akashic records. Okay, got you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to dip all over the place. Okay, BB, let me get back to you, boo. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying Taurus was in the 7th, BB, because I was doing a reading for Astro Shaman. Okay. So that's why I was like, Taurus is in the 7th house. For you, though, being a, let me see, you said you're a Leo rising. Okay, so for Leo rising, Taurus for you will be playing out in the 10th house. And you said you have Jupiter retrograde in the 7th house, which would mean that you have, no, it's okay, boo. It's okay, Chocolate Cosmos. You have Jupiter basically in retrograde in the 7th house. Definitely feels like a, with Sun conjunct Taurus. Now, I know we look at 10th house as like career in Western astrology and things like that, you know, in traditional Western astrology or tropical astrology and stuff. But I would even go to say this is like legacy. This is like structural foundations and also your public image and how you're appearing to the world. Now, granted, I will say with Taurus here, Taurus would like to be more heard than seen. Now, Leo rising, okay, wants to be seen. Its life path is to be seen. But Taurus kind of wants to be behind the scenes, right? More so like a producer here, all right? Now, because you have Jupiter in the 7th house and it's retrograding in that 7th house, your intimate connections and relationships, especially as Pluto is going through your personal 7th house, there's going to be a lot of things coming up. A lot of ways in which you used to, I guess, be in partnership with people. But also I would even say your life mission and purpose, especially when it comes to like collaboration with other people. Because Aquarius, to me, is like the greater good of humanity, service, acts of service, collective knowledge, collective ascension, and things like that. I honestly would even go to say that this is somebody who maybe, especially because Jupiter is retrograde here, maybe you used to feel like you had to go at stuff alone. Maybe you felt like you've had to go at stuff solo, or go at stuff like at just me against the world, and then like Jupiter retrograde is like, but you need people, like you need people in order to move along in whatever direction you are going into in this journey and things like that. And so I feel like this Sun conjunction that you have in Taurus in the 10th house, I feel like can be kind of reworking the ways in which you are showing up publicly. This could also even like catapult you into like a leadership position. So maybe you've maybe played it behind the scenes. Maybe you've always wanted to like kind of hide behind the curtains or hide behind the things. And so this Sun and Taurus conjunction, and maybe you're using your voice to communicate your thoughts, or maybe you're using your voice to communicate your ideas. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're starting a channel, that's reaching the tribe that you need to reach, maybe. Maybe you're publicly out on social media, especially because Uranus is transiting through this area as well and has to do with like social media and things like that. Is things like you need to be heard. You need to be seen and you need to be heard, and when you have that Scorpio in the 4th house that wants to kind of like hide itself, it's like, but this is my private life. These are my private things, this could be the switcheroo that's coming up for you in this particular time with Sun conjunct Taurus. There could also be things, especially because you have could be forming some type of opposition to that fourth house. Maybe in the ways in which you've maybe hidden as a child. I don't know why I'm getting like, I'm seeing like a child hunting, like, or a kid hunting, I don't know, hiding under a blanket. And that doesn't have to be physically hiding under a blanket, or maybe like they put their, like I'm seeing somebody like put their blanket like maybe like doing stuff under the blanket, but like hiding themselves, but it's dark and things like that. You know, as a kid or something. I don't know why that's coming up, or I just got an imagery of like a kid that's like hiding under a blanket and like messing with stuff under the blanket and stuff, or, you know. And so this Sun conjunct Taurus, or Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus, is like you coming out of hiding in this time. You know, you being seen, you know, Leo rising needs to be heard. It needs to be seen. It needs to be expressing its creative ideas. You know, there's like this childlike wonder to Leo rising, especially here as well. So it needs to be in a position where it's able to be seen and heard. I don't know, maybe you do music or something like that. Maybe you're some type of artist, you know, or things of that nature, and you want to be seen in a new light and want to be seen in a new way, or you're introducing yourself new. Introducing yourself in a new way and things. You have Pluto. You said you have, hey Stanley, what's going on? Also too, hey beautiful people, hey Ta, I think that's how you say your name, hey Ta. And Pluto in the fourth house, yeah, that's gonna be bringing up, I feel like that's gonna be bringing up why you feel the need to hide, why you feel the need to not be seen. Pluto in the fourth house could definitely have to do with, hello Inez, definitely have to do with some traumatic, could have been some very traumatic experiences, just very traumatic experiences in the home. Just things that like secrets being uncovered, especially as we had like, and I'm still on BB, and I'll get to y'all, I'll get to you Chocolate Cosmos next, and then I'll get to you Inez for Taurus rising. Really traumatic experience in the home, especially have to do with like spirituality. This can be maybe you had like deep spiritual experiences as a child, where you were like seeing ghosts, spirits and things like that, or you practice some type of like religion, or there was like a religion or something like that that was practiced or something like that. It could be anything like that, or you experience some type of like trauma, which can be like physical trauma. This could be sexual trauma. These things are being imploded, you know, are coming up at this specific time here. And you're having to like revisit this and this time and like how it's affected your psyche, because also Scorpio rules the psyche. It rules the mental mind and things, and needing to revisit those things here as well. You know, I don't know, I'm hearing silence as well, BB, as well too. It just feels like somebody was silenced at a young age. Feels like somebody was like, now my throat chakra's acting up. Just feels very like, I don't know, I just got heavy all of a sudden. What is going on, BB? And not to say it's anything bad or anything, I don't know. It seems, it's something to be looked at, especially in that fourth house with Pluto there. Anytime I see Pluto, Saturn, or usually Pluto and Saturn. Anytime I see Pluto and Saturn when I'm doing my readings in somebody's chart, yeah, there's some heavy stuff. Oh, and also Chiron as well. Thank you, Ta. Oh, we gonna get into Pisces rising. Hello, because I'm also a Pisces rising as well. We gonna get into it. So let's go. Next, Pisces rising. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh yes, Pisces rising, and then I'll get into you, Inez. But we have two. We have Ta and we have Chocolate Cosmos that are also Pisces risings as well. So we'll talk about it. Hold on. Thank you, babe. I love yours too. You know, Pisces and Aries risings are the rarest rising signs because they only have that little window of opportunity, okay? So we the baddest. No shade to anybody else, but we the best. Okay, anyway. Okay, Taurus in the third house, Pisces rising with Saturn there too. Not the sleep emoji. I'm weak. Chocolate Cosmos. Okay. Well, you could be tired as hell. I'll say that, especially with Saturn there. Saturn there. Is it conjunct? I wonder. You have Taurus in the third house, Pisces rising, Saturn there too. Wait, no. Are you a Taurus? You said Taurus in the third house with Pisces rising? Okay, are you Saturn in Pisces? Or you have Saturn in Taurus, which is probably Saturn in Pisces. You probably Saturn in Pisces, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll just talk about it from the, until you let me know the perspective of being in that third house, okay? So, and I know there was another one. I think it was B who was in here as well. Not BB, but I think her name was Barbara. I think Barbara was in here too. But we were talking about how, like, this reconfiguration with Pisces risings, this reconstruction of the mental, of the mind, right? Taurus is fixed. It's so interesting because Pisces is so, like, whimsical, right? Of, like, mutability, right? Mutable water. So it's effortlessly changing. It's like a shapeshifter. It could shift to so many different things. Saturn is with my rising sign. Oh, and also you going through your Saturn return. Ooh, bless. You said sassy streets. It says I am a Taurus. Oh, that's fine. Definitely look into your rising sign, sassy streets. And we can talk about where that Taurus placement is here for you as well. So you're going through your Saturn return, Not only are you going through your Saturn return, Chocolate Cosmos, but you are having to reconfigure the restrictions of your mind as a Pisces rising, okay? So, like I said, whereas, Pisces is more of like this shapeshifter kind of energy, right? Man, oh man. Taurus, okay, with it being in it's a mercurial house because it's a Gemini house of communication. These fixated ideals and beliefs that you probably picked up from your environment, specifically when you were in childhood. These restrictive, especially with Saturn there, these restrictive energies that have, like, tried to keep you in a certain place, these mindsets that have kept you in a certain place, in a certain area. Baby, those are all being reconfigured and refigurated. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is, okay? You're having to be out with the old ideas and sense of beliefs and in with the new. And it's in that window, like I talked about earlier, that window in betweener. It can feel like you're being pulled in different directions at this time because you're like, okay, well, I guess, am I supposed to be going this way or am I supposed to be going this way? Like, I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Or I know what I want to do, right? But, like, my mindset has to shift now. And the things that we thought once worked ain't working no more. And that can feel destabilizing mentally, okay? You know what? No, because that emoji right there, you know what's crazy? I pulled this card. I'm about to get the card real quick. I pulled this card because that's exactly what it is. 1 second. Oh, wrong place. Hold on. I pulled this card. It's the fighting card. This is the fighting card. I pulled this last night. Now, granted, it was in reverse. It's the Osho Zen Tarot deck. It is the Knight of Air or Knight of Wands. And do you see this right here? You see that emoji that you just put, Chocolate Cosmos? You see him fighting with all this energy right here? And then you see them in the back and these clouds? This is Pisces rising right now, okay? Sassy Streets, if you go on Astro Seek, or if you just type in free birth chart calculator and you're going to want to put your location, your location of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, you could put that in there and it will give you your entire full chart. And if you need help with that, you already know what it is. Find me for more readings. Not you're putting your information in, but if you would like a reading, you know where to find me. Anyway, basically Pisces risings, going back to this place of having to reconfigure or reconfigurate your mind, having to reconfigurate your spirit, having to, even with Saturn and Pisces here, especially with Chocolate Cosmos, or especially talking about you Pisces, or Chocolate Cosmos, with Saturn there and you going through your Saturn return, Saturn wants to make whatever it is that you have to do, it wants to make those things real. It brings you back down to this, especially as we're all collectively going through Saturn and Pisces. It's like, no more pipe dreams, boo. What is something that you've been sitting on, Pisces rising, for a long periodically time, okay, that you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to travel. I've always wanted to do this. Me is traveling, like me personally. I'm traveling now, but the ways in which I want to do it, I have a project that I'm working on, my Astrocarthopgraphy project that I'm working on, traveling around the world, meeting other astrologers, talking about astrology and things. I've always wanted to travel, okay? I've always had this insatiable thing to travel, but now it's putting this project into, reality and making things happen behind the scenes as Pluto is transiting our 12th house and doing the little steps that you can and getting those things in order. It also has to do with your value system with Pisces rising. Changing your value system. If your value system of who you are has been shot, what you feel and believe that you deserve, those things are also shifting. Recognizing the emperor or empress that you are. And you ain't got to do much. You ain't got to run yourself ragged, Pisces rising. Okay? Things can come to you. Things can flow to you naturally. And it's not because you need to really do too much or do more. It's literally about changing your mindset. If you always have this idea or belief that you'll always be able to do these certain things, and oh my God, I'll only be able to do this or I'll only be able to do that. Even if that's not what you're telling yourself. If you're like, well, I don't even tell my subconsciously, whatever's, rolling through your mind and rolling through your brain over and over and over again, that is what is happening essentially in your reality. And so this Sun in conjunction is going to bring up opportunities. It might even have, especially communication from random places of communication of like opportunities. This also has to do with money as well, okay? Opportunities for resources and finances, or opportunities to connect. Even this for me, like I done my lives and stuff like that, but I'm doing the way I'm showing up even on media completely different, right? Like completely different, I am wanting to connect to these different parts of myself that, oh, and also Inez, are you still here? Because I'm about to get to you, boo. I'm just going in on Pisces right now. If you're still here, Inez, I am going to, that'll probably be the last. I'm only going to do one more reading, or one more kind of like channel after this, and then we'll wrap it up from here. But finishing up with Pisces rising, said, damn, yeah, my mindset has a chokehold over my life. Yes, it's the mental, it's the mindset, but also really understanding where that has come from. I know for me personally as a Pisces rising, I know that my mindset has been basically something that has been projected onto me, from a very young age, and even past life incarnations as well, especially with Aquarius, Pluto going through Aquarius, squaring over to the 3rd house, that 12th house past life energy, or that past life incarnations of like the ways in which your mind, 12th house, your mental, your mind, your spirit has like slowly told these different stories about yourself and the things that you've been through up until this point. This is like breaking, I don't know what I want to say, break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. You gotta break the chains. You have to break the chains. You got to break the chains that have been holding you in a chokehold. The universe is like, I want to give to you, Pisces rising. I want to give to you. But you have to let me. You have to allow me. You have to know also, too, that you're not going to have all the answers, Sway. You're not going to have all the answers, Sway. Sometimes you just have to flow. That's what Pisces is teaching you being a Pisces rising. You have to flow. You have to get into the natural energy of being in flow. You know? Virgo sits on the opposite side of that. Ascendant, descendant. It's the energy that you are leaving, or the energy that you are finding balance in, but you're moving away from, so you can be the embodiment of your rising sign, which is Pisces. Being able to be one with the water, be one with the flow. Knowing that, and also too, faith. Faith. Leading by faith and not by sight. You're not going to be able to see everything in front of you, boo. Sometimes the universe wants to surprise you. Sometimes the universe wants to come in and surprise you. You are not going to be able to have control over all of it, boo. You are not going to be able to have control of all of it. Leave room for surprises. Leave room for serendipitous things to happen in your life, to transpire, to occur. Because you are just that. For real. That trust, that faith is going to be a big thing here, moving forward into the next phase of your life. And you're not going to be able to see it, and you're going to have to be okay with that. You're going to have to calm down your nervous system even. Your nervous system is going to have to be calm in order for you to step into this next chapter. Because the stuff that is coming, the stuff that is not even coming, the stuff that is here, that is coming, that is like slowly about to be revealed, baby, we need you all hands on deck. You about to get on the ship. You about to set sail, especially as Jupiter goes into Gemini. You about to set sail in a new place. So we need you to get it together, okay? And that's what I got for Pisces rising. Okay, let me see. Confirmation. BB says, confirmation. Man, the reading you gave was confirmation for me. Because as of recently, I've been feeling really a lot of emotions due to childhood wounds and wounds with my parents. Yes, it's all going to be coming and bubbling up to that surface. I also have Chiron in the 4th house, and I've been feeling the need to express myself, but I don't feel like talking and getting these off my chest because I'm tired of talking right now. And I don't really feel like do anything but taking a break. I also have Chiron here in the 4th house. It's a lot. But thank you, my sweet sister. I appreciate you. No problem, boo. Of course. No, you got it, BB. You really do got it, BB. Yeah, that's a lot. Pluto and Chiron. That's what I meant to say. I think I said Chiron, Pluto, and Saturn in the 4th house. A lot. Lot of wounds there. Lot of wounds there. Lot of wounds. And ancestral wounds as well. Karmic wounds, stuff that you've been carrying for like lifetimes that have been like mulling over and things. And it's okay if you don't want to talk. It's so okay if you don't feel like you want to talk, if you don't feel like you want to, no, it's okay, BB. If you don't feel like you want to talk, if you feel like you don't want to speak, you know. But I feel like Mercury and Taurus is going to start to, when Mercury enters Taurus for you, BB, I feel like you're gonna slowly start to feel it. And even when Venus enters Taurus at the end of the week, or Venus is in Taurus right now, I'm sorry. As Venus goes through Gemini, you're gonna find yourself wanting to speak and communicate and express whatever mode that is for you. Like I said, whether it's through writing, speaking, traveling, singing, whatever that is for you, you're gonna definitely see that in this time. Of course, Ta. I love that name, Ta. It sounds Egyptian, like Ptah or Ta. Okay, Sassy Streets. Sassy Streets will be the last reading that I do. And then we'll wrap it up. And I hope y'all enjoyed this live. Like, I don't see all these people come through. Like, I'll probably do like I'm probably gonna do like Astro transit talks and stuff like that more, because I like this. I like this forum. I know I'll be doing like my scheduled videos and stuff like that for y'all, but I do like this forum of talking and stuff like that to y'all directly. Also too, I should have been saying that throughout this. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all see when I post as well on my YouTube. Click the notification bell so when I post or when I drop, y'all can see that as well too. Also make sure that you subscribe to my Substack as well, so you can see when I post in my updates, and also my astro travels, because I'm doing my astro traveling series as well, using astrocartography in my own personal travels. And also follow me on all social media at A Rainy Storm. Okay, Sassy Streets. Last but not least, we have Sassy Streets. Let's see. Capricorn rising. You're Taurus. Wait, are you a Taurus? Oh, you're a Taurus, but you're Capricorn rising. Okay, so okay, yeah, you're Taurus with Capricorn rising. Okay, so Taurus Sun, let me think. So this is happening directly with you. Capricorn rising. So Taurus would be, let me see, if Cancer is on the opposite end, I think that's 5th house for you. I think that's in your 5th house. Yeah, because Cancer's on the opposite end, that's in the 7th house. And if we go back, Gemini's in the 6th house. Yes, so Taurus is in the 5th house. And yes, I do have a Cash App, boo. Thank you. Matter of fact, let me put my Cash App in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So give me some to eat or something. How do I respond to this? I don't know how to respond. I don't even know if I can respond. Oh, I don't know if I could respond. But my Cash App is at Crew Make Do. You could find my link in my linktree / A Rainy Storm. My Cash App is not there. It's KRUMAEKDO. KRUMAE as in egg, KDO. I don't know, y'all. I'm be feeling like an old lady. I don't know how to do that. Oh, yeah, I don't know how to do that. Yep, there you go, Ta. Thank you so much, Ta. Pisces, Sun, Libra, Moon. Hello, Level Up Wave. I'm finishing up with Sassy Streets. But if you would like a personal reading, you could definitely hit me up at linktree / A Rainy Storm. Okay, so let me get into Sassy Streets. Okay, so 5th house. So this is the Leo house of, what does it say? This is the Leo house of pleasure, fun, okay, gambling, risk-taking, creativity as well here with Leo here in the 5th house. Or with Taurus, I'm sorry, Taurus here in the 5th house. So your Taurus Sun, your Taurus energy exudes in the 5th house of like creativity. This is like childlike energy here. Capricorn rising already. Oop, I don't. Hopefully, my coochie ain't show. I'm sorry, y'all. That was. I didn't mean to do that. My coochie out there. Coochie. Capricorn rising can already be hard, especially when Pluto just went through your rising sign for the past couple of years. You need to have some damn fun. You need to have some fun. You've probably been working a lot. You've probably been hitting the T to the pavement, Sassy Streets. And so this Sun in conjunction, just to me, for you, feels like you need to like loosen it up, liven it up, go maybe, I don't know, because, I know I always talk about Taurus and wine years and stuff. I don't know if you drink wine or whatever kind of foods. Maybe you need to go and, go to like your most favorite places, to go try like your favorite foods and drinks and things like that. I don't know, it feels very like, because Taurus in the 5th house can be very rooted. It can be very grounded in like okay, so there's so many things. Also too, like, you need to clear your mind. You need to clear your head. You need to like, I'm feeling like very just like my thoughts are like all over the place. Like there's a lot going on. There's like a lot happening. No one has seen me in 5 years. No, for real. You need to go out and have a good time. Sassy Streets, you all cooped up in the house working, doing whatever you're doing. You need to like, the sun is opening up this window of opportunity for you to go see some new things, to go experience some new things, to experience joy, pleasure. Also, too, I would even say kids, animals, being around kids, being around animals, or maybe it's just like you watching like a kid show or something that's very like childlike or funny or something like that that's in your life that just brings you a lot of joy and like energy, and you just feel like really, really good about yourself. You know, just makes you feel like childlike. Or maybe you're listening to like music that you haven't listened to in a long time. You know what I'm saying? That music that gets you like, yes, 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 I'm gonna go to get it going. You know, I don't know. But you need to like break out of the responsibility is what I'm getting. All these responsibilities. No, I have so many not to say that you're saying that you have a lot of responsibilities, but your mind is fixated on all the duties and all the responsibilities that you have to do. Like, go have a good time, Capricorn rising. You know? Free yourself from the limitations of enjoying yourself outside of the confinements of your home, outside of the confinements of the things that you are used to. Because like I said, Taurus is fixed. It in the 5th house especially, it's like, you know, this is kind of like how I do my things. You know, this is kind of like how I've always done. This is how I enjoy myself. Like I enjoy myself by, I don't know. I enjoy myself by, you know, I eat this types of food, or I do these types of things, or I'm going to like the same place or whatever. Or even maybe this has to do with like a romantic relationship, you know, because 5th house has to do with like romance and things like that too. Maybe you're changing the way you do romance, you know, maybe you're wanting to like go out now and start to like date again. Or even if it's not that you're not going out to like date, like maybe you just want like romance in your life. And romance is not always just about a partnership. This is the ways that you're experiencing romance with yourself, boo. This is the way that you going out and you know, putting that shit on, or, you know, taking yourself out on a nice date, or doing the things, romanticizing, you know, as they say, romanticizing your life, doing things like that get you breaking like the sun conjunction for you. The sun, or Sun and Uranus conjunction for you can be breaking up the monotony in the ways in which you are experiencing pleasure, having a good time. If you're being invited out, go out. Go try something different. Go try something new. You know, take a break from the day-to-day responsibilities and duties and work and things like that. Like, you've already had enough, you know, throughout these years. Like, maybe even going to get a massage or something like that. Or, you know, you go and, I don't know, just indulge yourself in the finer things in life, you know. Maybe you go and, I don't know, go book you like a hotel with like a spa and have like this whole experience planned out for like the weekend. Like do like a weekend getaway, whether that's with like a romantic partner or with yourself, you know. This can also be like a romantic, partnership also too coming in as well. Not necessarily a romantic partnership, but maybe it's like, I don't know, you could be starting to feel fun and flirty during this time as well too, you know, or just maybe even opening yourself up to the idea of experiencing romantic relationships, even if it's not like one of those things where it's like going off to marriage or anything like that. You're like, I don't know, kind of feeling sexy, you know. Or shit, maybe you go to like a pole dancing class. I know I've been wanting to go to a pole dancing class. I gotta find me a class out here, but maybe you want to go to like a pole dancing class. I don't know what you into, you know, or you know, take joy and pleasure in reading something new, something, you know. So that's what I have for you, sassy streets. I'm mad that you said that nobody's seen you in 5 years. I'm weak. Oh my God. Get your ass out there and go do something. You just had twins. Oh, that's so children. Oh, congratulations. I love twins. I've always wanted to have twins. Please send that energy my way. Please, please. I want a lot of kids, but I've always wanted twins. I've always wanted to be a twin, and I've always wanted to have twins. Congratulations. I'm in school for software development, and I try to stay strict on myself. The pole dancing class. No, for real. Boo, tell the twins I said hello. Tell the twins I said hey. I love twins. I'm always running into twins too. It could be my Mars and Gemini, but I love me a twin. I love me a twin. Yeah, also too, 5th house has to do with pregnancy. So that's interesting that's usually 5th house has to do with your first child. your first child or first pregnancy. Yeah, it has to do with that for sure. So yes, y'all, thank you. And like I said, congratulations. Go ahead and back that thing on up. It was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed this live. I'm definitely going to be doing more lives for real. I know I said that the last time and then I came back, 4 months later. But for real, I really, really like this. I'm like, okay. And I'll make sure I'll let y'all know, like I said, when I am going live, make sure y'all subscribe to my Substack, Linktree/ArainyStorm. That Substack is there. My newsletter updates and things like that are there. Make sure you subscribe to that newsletter and you will see when I'm going live. I will post that there. Also to my community tab on my page. I also post updates there as well. So if you're interested in seeing like what's next, whatever, make sure y'all get into that Astro traveling series as well. And also too, hit that notification bell, comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see y'all on the next one. I think we'll do Mercury. Should we do Mercury and Taurus? What should we do? I think we'll do Mercury and Taurus. That's on the 15th. So I think we'll do a video about Mercury and Taurus, and we'll just do lives for like transit talks and stuff like that. Now, major transits, I'll do like full video, like full length videos by rising sign. But transits, we'll just do like chit chat talks about what this stuff is. So yeah, y'all. You already know what it is. This is Rainy Storm checking in, checking out. Without a doubt. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces.